Good morning, everyone. Today's Friday. There's snow in New York City. Not that much, but it's a little bit of snow. This video is Unwind with Tasha K. I've not even bothered to hear what people have to say about Tasha K losing to Cardi B. Like I said before, Cardi B has a lot of friends, people protecting her and looking out for her best interest. And Tasha K got her karma. At the time all that happened, I mean, there's no explanation for it. Tasha K didn't do anything else that others in media have not done. I mean, there's a lot of bullshit that goes on in media. But anyway, this is a video on Akbar, who is on Love and Hip Hop, and she is very talented. Like, Akbar is a hip hop artist who gets absolutely no recognition. Nobody cares, nobody. And she's talented. And she is family with Candy from Real Housewives of Atlanta. I think she's her niece or a cousin or a relative, I don't know. But Candy does not give one good fuck about this girl. And Akbar, again, has a very tragic background. Don't want to get into it, but she's got a big mouth. She's got a lot of mental health issues. And she's an artist, a hip-hop artist. And so here you have Tasha K interviewing her. This is a commentary on Akbar. Tasha K interview. Tasha K is doing her thing, like, it's whatever. This video has 94,000 views in less than 14 hours. I enjoy Tasha K. I like her style of interviewing. I don't really watch other people's interviews. I like interviews to appear. I like that she asks the uncomfortable questions. She brings it to the table, like, this is what we're going to talk about because this is what I want to ask you. You know what? You're interviewing somebody. You got to ask them the important questions. The ones, who the fuck wants to be watching somebody being babied while they're being interviewed? That's just bullshit. Ask the uncomfortable questions. That's what you're supposed to do. Don't ask questions that are accommodating or babying the person. Like, why? Anyway, let's hear this.
All right, so you are from Atlanta. We did talk about that.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay, now, bringing here in Atlanta.
Child, it was, my mom had 5 kids. I didn't know who my dad was. My mom left us in the house for like 2 weeks with no food. My brothers and just had to steal food for us because she was, she was on drugs and stuff. So defense finally.
Okay, so her mom was a drug addict who had 5 children. Her mom was a drug addict. She was neglected as a child and didn't know who her father was. Again, Akbar's mother was a drug addict. Where is the shock?
My uncle them had a lot of money. Like, my uncle them was like kingpin. My auntie did like 10 years pay time. And my great aunt, which is Millian, she took me and my sister in, and her sister got my other sister.
Okay, so the children of the siblings in her house were scattered and spread amongst the family. It's very sad when you have, that type of upbringing, but nobody's life is perfect. There are children who grow up in bad situations. A lot of humans grow up in bad circumstances and they're still good people and successful, so nobody really knows. But yes, Akbar had a very hard, traumatic upbringing.
So it was my auntie Millian. She had like 7 kids, and she took me and my other sister Jelly in, because my nickname is Sunshine.
Oh, okay.
And that's like 9 kids in a 3-bedroom apartment.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
That's pretty rough, right?
Yeah.
Damn, Candy, you didn't give one good fuck about your relatives. Lord Jesus.
My auntie did the best she could, and I always will love her for that.
Is she still alive today?
Yeah, she is.
Okay, shout out to Auntie. Okay.
She's just going through a lot, she deal with a lot of, because she's getting older, and a lot of sickness come up on her. But,
you could see that Akbar is sedated and medicated. Anybody watching this video, just listen to the tone of her voice. She sounds sedated and medicated.
And I don't really even talk to her enough like I should because I hold things with her too. From just upbringing and how her kids used to do me and things like that, you know, and do my sister. But it was never her. She just wanted peace. She wanted to help my mom. And I always get emotional about my childhood.
Listen, be yourself. This is
my childhood because I don't know, like God really brought me. He brought me far. Yeah, so we was just. She was just trying to just, you know, survive. Had I known what I know now, but I knew back then, but I was a kid. I get raped by my uncle.
She got raped by her uncle. That's very, very traumatic. No words. There are no words to say that.
Touched by somebody else that I would never, like, say. Because
at what age?
I was like 6, 7.
By your uncle?
Okay, so Akbar just opening up. She's letting it all out. She has been raped early age of 6, 7 years old. Like, I don't even want to continue doing it after hearing this woman was raped at the age of 6 years old. I don't know. Let me see if I want to continue the video, but I don't know.
And he had like full on sex with you?
Like he touched me, like put his little inside of my vagina. Wow. I was bleeding. My aunts and my mom, brothers and sisters, they always wanted to cover it up for my aunt Millie Ann. She didn't allow that to happen because she said, you know, she loved us and she was going to protect us because we was from pillar to post because my mom, she did a lot of drugs and, you know, she just was out in the streets. So I remember he went to jail.
For touching you?
Me and my sister.
Okay.
Then my other sister get raped by my other uncle. She got raped first.
Wait, hold on a second. So, the entire Candy Burris family are a bunch of rapists and pedophiles? That's what I'm picking up from this. So, the Candy Burris family, who are related to Akbar V, who's getting interviewed by Tasha K. They're all a bunch of pedophiles and rapists of children. So let's continue listening.
While you guys were living with your aunt?
No, not mom.
Your mom. So when your mom would go out and...
I was living, me and my sister, we were living with my aunt.
Okay.
My big sister, she was living with, I think my mom. It's like we was growing up. But we didn't remember that because she was still a baby. We found out that early on when we was telling her about what we went through. But my mama sent him to jail also.
So it sounds like even though they had their own challenges, you know, because drug addiction is an addiction. It's not, I don't feel it's who our loved ones are. You know, they are under the influence of the drugs. But the fact that your mom did send your uncle to jail, which is her brother.
No, my aunt Millie Ann, that's my mom's brother who raped me.
Oh, wow.
My aunt Millie Ann, she the one went forth with it. They couldn't find my mom. My mom was just in the streets when all this happened. She would leave us in the house, you know, with no food. My big brothers used to have to steal food for us. So, we were my aunt. I used to have these challenges as a kid where they would take me to these crazy doctors and stuff, and therapists and hospitalize me because I was lashing out. You know, my aunt used to get like a Social Security check and stuff for me.
Again, because Akbar grew up so severely abused and sexually molested, she became a ward of the state and she was getting Social Security checks that were going to the household of the aunt. But that didn't stop the abuse. It's sort of like there's like no explanation.
Until I was like 18.
So she kept it from you? So you didn't know that you were state diagnosed as...
No, I just know I was going to doctor and I was getting hospitalized because I was going through a lot. As a kid, I wanted my mom. You know, people didn't understand that, you know, then I'm dealing with having to fight her kids and, you know, take up for my sister. And in the midst, I'm angry, but her kids are kids too. So it's just like we fighting amongst each other, but all of us kids. And, you know, I remember when they used to tell me, you're going to be just like your mom. Well, my mom, aunt, which is my grandma's sister, told us this. She was like, you're going to be just like your mom.
The entire family were completely dysfunctional. Not one person was functional.
She was just so evil-ass old bitch. Like, you know how she just be so evil. And you plant this in a kid's head You didn't give me a chance. So coming from a broken home, I'm on Cleveland Avenue.
I know Cleveland Avenue here in Atlanta. It's still Cleveland Avenue.
Yeah. That's where I'm from. And I say I'm from there because that's when I'm in the streets now. And, I'm with Young Thugs, me, my other cousin Slug, Trouble. It's just rock crew. Before we was YSL, we was a rock crew. We was throwing up the rock. And, our big homie, which is Big Boo, he basically raised me.
What age did you join, I guess, Young Thug and them in the crew?
We was real young. We was kids. Like, I was on Cleveland at 11, 12, 13, something like that.
Oh, yeah, you
14, like...
You were a baby.
Yeah, and people don't know, like, with me and Thug, it's, like, always going to be, like, love because we really was, like, in it together, like...
Now I understand a little. She became a street urchin, or like a little street ragamuffin, and she was hanging out with Young Thug, who is now very, like, everybody knows who he is. He's a very famous rapper. And so then, damn, like, they couldn't do nothing for you at first. Like, seriously? You hanging out with Young Thug and you still struggling like that? To me, that's kind of sad. But anyway, let's continue listening.
He didn't have, like, certain things, like, we in the hood. It was like we had to take care of each other. They did things for me, I did things for them. Whether it was, I come to the hood, I'm in the streets, I'm working, I'm giving y'all 20, like, this on our come up. You know what I'm saying? When I see Thug, because Thug is very good at gambling. I see him, hey, give me this, I need this 20, we took care of each other because we had to survive. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, $20 because he was doing all right. Like, $20 was what he was giving you after, I don't know. $20 is garbage. Like, seriously?
And Thug mom had a lot of kids too, but it's like we was her kids too, because Big Duck, one thing about Duck, she gonna make sure, like, she outside with, like, she was more of a mother figure to her. She don't even probably know this, that I speak this about her. Like, she can call me right now, don't do this, I'ma listen to Duck, because, like, I got, like, a lot of respect for Duck, you know what I'm saying? And that's Thug mom. But back to, I'm on Cleveland, I'm thugging with them, like, these my niggas. Like, they beef with niggas, I'm beef with niggas. Like, I'm with them wrong or right, you know what I'm saying? Me and him, we had a turn in some point, and because I felt like, you done made it, you went to go get this girl, which he was dating, Tarika at the time. It was just some petty shit. It was he say, she said, I got angry with him, and I'm just happy that me and him is, like, how we are now, like, how we back. I call him on the phone, like, what you doing? He basically, I went up to him and told him, I need your help. I need you to help me. And I was like, all right, if you need publishing some of my pub, I'll give you that. And for him to say, I don't want nothing, I'm just going to help you, that was just everything to me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so at some point when Young Thug made it into, like, celebrity status and fame, they kind of drifted apart, and she was like, damn, like, you're up there and I'm still down here. But with time and effort, I guess, she had to put in her own work, and she reached out to him, and now they're in better terms, and he's actually trying to help her with her music. So that's what I got from it. But anyway, let's continue.
I lay down my life for Thug right now, to this day. Like, I love him. Like, people don't really understand, like, that loyalty and love.
How are you gonna lay down your life for a man that already got a woman? Like, seriously, this poor girl has mental problems. Like, for real. For real.
For me, it's a different type of love because, we all we had, you know what I mean? Like, and that's how I looked at it. Regardless of what we done argue, fight, whatever, like, that's my family. You know what I'm saying? The streets, you gotta understand, like, I wasn't just a girl that just saying I'm rolling with niggas. I'm with whatever they with, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's at a point where it was like, it was real beef going on in my hood, like, real beef, and this is nigga beef, and I'm in it, and I don't give a fuck, I'm ready to die about it. As I grow up going to therapy, I'm like, that ain't what I need to do. I'm thinking like that, that's how I'm thinking. Like, I ain't going to no fucking therapist, I'm not crazy.
Do you still think that way?
I don't think that way now.
So you would be willing to consider a therapist at this age?
I've really been praying. I think God is going to be my therapist. I don't damn know. I feel like God is my therapist for now, but he did say he wanted me to.
Oh, boy. Let me not even go into that, but let me not. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there.
See somebody. This lady told me that. She's like a prophet. She prophesied to me. She said, God said he wanted me to go to the therapist.
You gotta be... I don't have faith in people. I'm gonna say it again. I know it's a little ugly. I shouldn't really say this, but I don't have faith in people. I do have faith in myself, and I have faith in God. I don't believe that people have the answers on how to heal someone from trauma, because there's too much money being made out of people's trauma. There's too much money being made out of other people's emotional hurt and pain. And it's just, you don't really know. You go and you sit down and you tell people, you know, the things that happen to you, and they literally don't care. They're just there earning their check. Like, therapists, psychiatrists, they make a lot of money off of your pain, and no, they're not doing it. Nobody's getting healed. Nobody is getting healed. It's what happens.
Okay. Why did she tell you that?
Well, she reached out to me in my DM and told me that God had something that he wanted me to know. So when she said that,
You responded to her?
yeah, of course, because I know that he sent people. Because I'm anointed and I'm gifted. You know, I'm just roughed around the edges. And I don't let people pray for me if they don't believe the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit is one. You can't pray for me. I'm not going to pray with you. No, I'm not touching the ground. I'm not doing none of it. And I just always been like that because I knew where I grew up in church. And I always felt like if I never stayed with my aunt, I would have never got to know who God was.
You know, for me, growing up, you know, now my mom wasn't on no crazy drugs. It was more so like, you know, everybody pop pills. You know, so
They more dangerous than crazy.
I know. But, you know, the doctors, it was the doctors. It wasn't nothing that, you know, she went out there to seek or did. Of course they drank, you know. I, you know, living with my grandma, molested by my uncle. I was a very rebellious kid. I never...
Okay, so what Tasha K just disclosed in, you know, this interview is that she was also molested by her uncle, and she grew up, her mom had prescribed antidepressant pills and all that, so she had like a similar, except that it wasn't street drugs, it was more like over medication, and again, she was also molested. That's what she said just now, so let's continue listening.
In the streets. I mean, I used to fight a lot, but I never hung with, like, you know, I've always been a loner. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really need anybody, and I just kind of developed that on my own. Like, if my mom is elsewhere, my grandmother, and I can't get no protection from home, then I'm just going to stick to myself. Because, you know, one thing, if family don't protect you, why would friends protect me? So that's how I process things. And so I'm saying this to say is that, you know, it came a time when I hit, like, 17, 18, and then I started to consume pills. And so I did it to the point where sometimes, you know, it would be hard for me to get up, you know, didn't know if I was going to wake up, and, you know, I hit rock.
She's disclosing her own struggles with drugs and medication, pills. It's just, there's a lot of, like, pain that people are experiencing. We have access to pills. Kids have access to drugs. It's just what's happening. We are dealing with a society where a lot of us are medicated. We're not functioning. We're not walking with a sober mind because we're taking in pills. It's just a lot of children are starting to, you know, use drugs early. And this is not just here in this America. It's all over the world. It's a universal problem. I shouldn't say universal because the universe is way bigger than just Earth, but it's a problem that's happening all over the world.
And if it wasn't for therapy, even psychiatric treatment, I wouldn't be where I am today. And I say that as a black woman who was raised in poverty. I think it will take more than God to help you through your issues, because when I see you online tweeting...
You just said something, Tasha K, that's a little ignorant. It could never be more than God. But I'm not going to get into that anyway.
And you're tweeting about being suicidal, and you're tweeting, you know, or we see you fighting. I feel that is a reaction to the things that you have gone through. And it's like, you're a very talented rapper.
But sometimes I don't want to be here. And sometimes I do.
What Akbar just said is true. We wake up, we have days where we love being alive, and we have days where we don't want to be alive. Unfortunately, it's not an option, because if you choose to go, you're gone forever. But it's a little bit scary, because a lot of us, a lot of people, a lot of humans, especially in our society, we play with the I don't want to be here type of shit. You know, they play with the I don't want to be here by using drugs. They have sex. They are promiscuous, like they don't want to be here. They fight like they don't want to be here. They talk like they don't want to be here. And I'm not talking about adults. I'm talking about younger people, like I would say like 10 to like 24-year-olds, they do have, they struggle with suicide. It's becoming more and more common because our media presents the idea of the play of I don't want to be here like it's sexy. Like, let's fuck like it's the last time we're ever going to be here. Let's do drugs like like it's not going to hurt us. And so you have a society of a bunch of people that don't really want to be here. But then again, like she said, they wake up one day and they're like, oh, I think I want to be here. And then the next day, like, oh, I think I don't want to be here. And then the next day, it's like, oh, I think I want to be here. So it does happen.
It's like, I go through that and I fight with it because people will have you feeling like you're unworthy. I'm like, what are you? And that's the enemy. And I know that. And I always overshadow.
Okay, I'm going to say this again. Park is not that smart. Maybe she is smart, but some of the things she says, like, first of all, it could be because of all the trauma that she's experienced, why she feels the way she feels, but nobody makes you feel any way. You allow that feeling to, penetrate you. Like, no one can make you feel anything. Nobody can make you feel anything. It's just something that happens. Someone can say something, but if you're not taught how to, people's words mean absolutely nothing. What do I mean when I say that? Well, just because someone thinks you are worthless, it does not make you worthless. It means that's how they feel about, maybe that's how they feel about you. That means they might feel about themselves that way, but what matters is how you feel about you. That's what matters. How you feel about you, not what others are thinking, because the way the world works is only what you think matters. If you live your life wanting to make other people happy or believe what other people feel about you, it's not going to be a good life. You got to love yourself. You got to really think about what I think is what matters. You got to look out for yourself first. It's the truth. But I believe that is something that is taught to children. I think it's very difficult to learn how to respect and love yourself if you were not taught to do that. Again, if you're not taught to love yourself and respect yourself, and that your opinion of yourself is more important, then if you're not taught that, it's very difficult to learn it at a later date.
Like, I always keep going, and my pastor say, plead the blood of Jesus over, and that's what I try to do, because me and my pastor was like this. I talk to my pastor about everything. And sometimes I feel like to be with God is better than to be here. But then I realized that I have 5 kids that need me, and I don't want them to even go through not one thing that I went through growing up. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long road where I wasn't in their life because I was scared to be a mom, because I didn't want to mess up. I didn't want to fuck up my kids. Let me put y'all with people that I feel like would be the best for you, at that time, because I'm in the streets, I'm thugging, having babies by niggas that don't even love me. I'm thinking that it's love. Niggas beat my ass. I'm thinking that it's love because this is the environment I'm growing up in. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming from a broken home, abusive home, so automatically you're thinking that's what you got to deal with and go through, right? I end up, this year I got all my kids, going to court with one of them.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
What are their ages?
My kids' ages?
Yes.
Child, 15, 13.
You got a 15-year-old?
11-year-old, yeah. I got a 9-year-old, and I got a 7-year-old.
Wow.
Is that 5?
How many boys and girls? We don't need to put their names out.
I got 4 boys, 1 girl.
Wow. Okay. And you got them all back this year?
Mm-hmm. I'm going to court now for my 11-year-old.
Okay.
His grandma is trying to fight me. I had to give a lawyer $10K to go to court and leave my son. My son need to be home with his mom. And it's about a money situation because, she want to put me on child support. And I'm feeling like, if you can't provide for my son, just give me my son. What do you need? You know what I'm saying? I'm just tired of people, trying to take advantage. I appreciate you for doing what you did, being in my kid's life when I couldn't, provide and do things. But I'm able now. They just give me my son. And it's like, I feel like with her, she's been an evil bitch. No disrespect.
Okay, so just by her saying that, what she just said, it shows that she's still in that same space of not necessarily being a good mom, because you would just call the people that are taking care of your son the person that's been mothering your child, because you have not been able to mother your child. You called her an evil bitch, and that in itself is unacceptable. And you know what? I kind of think she did get her children back, but I don't know. I don't know.
Pun intended, but it's like, you want money. That's what it boils down to. You want money. I make sure I get money every month for my son. You taking me to court because you want more money. I call, I say I need to get him for this weekend. Every time I want to get him this weekend, it's always a problem. It's always he got something to do. I say, well, his brothers and sisters want to see him. It's always something. And it's at a point that I don't even want to deal with it no more because I'm going to end up putting my foot up.
Oh, no. I hope whoever is watching this sends this to the judge.
Point that I don't even want to deal with it no more because I'm going to end up putting my foot up her throat. And I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying to be like a better person. But people like that make it hard for me. But then I have to pray. And I say, God, you know, I'm a God-fearing woman. I pay my tithe and like, I'm talking about every coin I get, I give God 10% of my, whatever. I don't care what I get. God get 10%. And I love God. But when I'm in my flesh, it's different from my spirit.
Again, this is a commentary on the Akbar Tasha K interview. Let's hear this. The Akbar doesn't have a full deck. She's dealing with a lot.
Because when I'm in the spirit, I can prophesy and do all that because I'm anointed. But when I'm in my flesh and I'm doing things of the world, it's like I'm just...
What she's managed to do, for anyone that's listening, she has two personalities. Clearly, I think she has a personality disorder, and what she's done is there's a part of her that's evil, and she calls her the flesh. And then there's the good part of her, which is the spiritual part. So, but she says, when I'm in my flesh, which that's when she's being Akbar, the bitch. And then when she's in her anointed, that's the good part. It's bullshit.
It's doing different things, you know, and the Bible speaks about that. About the spiritual mind and the carnal mind, you know, and we fall short every day of his glory. But at the same time, you know, I became a celebrity. I became, you know, famous. And it's, oh, you have to walk like this, and you got to do this, and you got to do... But what if I don't want to do that or walk like that? It's all these people in these comments that's judging me that forget that they fuck up on a daily just like me. Because he said in the Bible that nobody on this earth is perfect.
Saying in the comments, and sometimes a lot of them can't take it too far, is that we see someone who is extremely talented. We see someone who's extremely beautiful. You are just downright funny. I used to watch, you know, when you had your other page before it got taken, you used to conversate with a lot of your followers, and you would ask them questions and stuff like, I used to watch you do that every day. From your living room, you would have on a damn bonnet, you know, and you would be going in on them, asking them to do stuff, and I'm like, you know, you definitely have a gift, and I feel that if we don't nurture that gift, and my grandmother told me this before she died, that God will take it. Because he gave you that gift to specifically use. And so when you see people in the comments coming at you, Akbar, I'm going to be honest with you, when I was searching on the internet, trying to get a grip of you, all I saw was drama.
Okay, period.
That's true.
You know, and it's like, I know you want people to see you as who you are, which you say is a very giving person. You're a very loyal person, you know. You're, I mean, full-time mother now, you know. And so I feel that being that, you know, just like last night with the ponytail, it's like, do you want to rap, or do you somewhat kind of get off on the drama?
I don't get off on drama, but I feel like if y'all playing with me on the internet, I want you to be able to do that when we see each other face to face. Because here's the thing.
But you can't fight the world, Akbar.
I know, but at the end of the day, I just feel like if you saying all this on the internet and you saying this on site and this, that, and the third, because I said I'm done playing. I said this 1,001 times. What it was, you thought I was, like, you just thought, like, I'm still going to be playing. Like, today, you see, I never...
She's talking about Alexis Sky because she's jealous of Alexis Sky. That's like her, not jealous, envious of Alexis Sky. Had also a very sad story because she was, at some point, sex trafficked. But at the same time, somehow Alexis has been able to put it together. I'm not going to get into it. Don't really care that much. But I know Akbar has this envy that is towards Alexis Sky. So let's hear this.
Even got on live and said nothing. I didn't do none of that. I did what I did because I'm tired of playing with y'all. You know, when I get on the internet and I argue with people, they just look like, they just do this for clout. They do this for the internet. I'm not no internet bitch, but I'm dealing with a lot of internet girls. You get what I'm saying? So you can't say I'm a bully to someone that started and mentioned my name. If we don't fuck with each other, just leave me the fuck alone. I don't speak on you. Don't come for my kids and think that I'm going to spare yours. My kids go to school just like y'all kids.
Nobody came for her kids. She's lying.
My kids have to deal with bullying just like y'all kids. What make y'all kids different than my children? I'm going to defend them and go out. I'm ready to die by my kids. And go to jail too. And I'm going back and forth with bitches, right? Do y'all ever think to say, why is she doing this on the internet with these bitches? Like, what happened? What is this? You know what it is? It's Love and Hip Hop made people look at me as she just trauma. But did they really not know that a lot of things happened and a lot of these things was going on because of a bitch trying to take care of her family? Because of
She's making excuses for her erratic, crazy behavior, ratchet behavior. That's all she's doing right now.
You don't got a storyline and you ain't got drama. You're not gonna get that much camera time, which means you're not gonna get a check. People don't tell you talking to a girl that never had media training. I never had artist development. I come from the streets to TV. When Mona came and got me, I was still in my hood on the block trying to make it. Rapping, going to the studio, getting on Instagram, making music, like, was already popping. Nicki was already following me. Meek, Queen Latifah, all these people was already following me before I ever touched the television stage. You get what I'm saying? But you gotta understand, it's certain things that go on behind these scenes that people just looking at TV because it's a facade. All this shit is a facade. Now, what I can say is, after last night, there's no need for me to say or do anything to this child. It's
Such a liar. She's such. You see, this is when I stop feeling sorry for you. This is when I stop feeling sorry for you. She's just her mother's child.
Is what it is. I know you pussy. I know you punk fake. I'm really thinking that you're gonna stand on what you said on this internet. I said 2021 ended. I'm not doing nothing else on the internet. I actually went in a song and I said, I can't wait to see y'all bitches outside. Y'all thought I was just playing when I said what I rap. I rap what I live. This is reality. Now, do I take full accountability of drama do overshadow my talent? Yes, it does. But do y'all understand that I don't have the proper tools to take off with this? You can have talent, which everybody and their mom know I can rap. They know I know how to make good music. But if you got a team that's not 100% focused, I can do all the things that I can do. Alright, I'm willing to challenge anybody. I can do this for a whole year, 2 years straight, no drama, straight music. And I can show y'all that I'm focused on the music, right? What else come behind music? You gotta...
If you don't have the right attitude, your talent will never, ever will never. You gotta be real lucky to be you gotta make the right friends. Akbar, you need to eat the right vagina.
To really break an artist is $250K or more. I'm with this, which I signed, which at the end of the day, I'm going to say this, the person that I did sign to, he's one of the best, greatest guys I ever would meet. He's like a father to me, and I love him for that, right? But do I feel like it's 100% focused on Akbar V with what we doing? No, he's not. Because he got his hands everywhere, you know? He still got his life he doing. He's not 100% focused on the music, you know? Because y'all can say drama all y'all want, but drama that actually sells.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I was saying that because...
No, I'm listening to what you're saying. I'm not saying that. I'm just basically saying for the people that on the outside, you know, looking in and they speaking on, she's talented, she's this. But if you don't have the proper tools to get the talent where it needs to be, then baby, it's just talent. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, it's whatever. Yeah, we know.
I'm rebranding, putting my team together. Like, I gotta put people in, I gotta take people out.
Like, my therapy, there's no way I could be running a team right now and apps and things like that without me first going deep within myself. And it's like,
Okay.
I love me and my daughter be talking and my sons. So, and I told them, because that's why I was just like, you know, I'm just tired of these bitches. You know, all I knew was to fight, whether win, lose, or draw.
And I gotta tell you, I saw a video of you yelling at Alexis, or whoever you were yelling at, Tommy, from your kids' room.
Now it's getting good. I guess Tasha K is asking the hard questions.
You were...
My kids wasn't there though.
No, you put the camera on them. You was talking to them.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I did too. Yeah, it was like a blue light.
Yeah.
She just lied.
And I'm like, I feel that it's just so much talent going to waste, and I do feel like there's a lot of self-projection. There's a lot of your childhood that's coming up in this stuff because you demand respect, you want the love, you want the, you know, the notoriety. Of course, when we don't get it from our family, we're going to go out here and get it the way that we want and prove to the entire world that I'm worth being loved. This is who I am.
And a lot of people can't accept the fact that I'm honest about a lot of things, and just because it's not appalling to y'all, or it's not making y'all feel the way that y'all want to feel, and it's like, oh, she's lying, she's this. I'm not a liar. I'm actually an honest person, and if I feel this way, I'm gonna say how I feel.
You was a damn liar. You just lied while she was telling you that you were recording yourself acting crazy in front of your kids. but you are a liar. So yeah, you can't help it though, because you're crazy. I mean, it's like, it's whatever.
Outspoken. So when I say now, like, I don't care, I'm not entertaining it, it's because, like, I don't want to entertain the drama.
I meet a lot of women that come from backgrounds such as yourself and I. Mine not as, you know, I guess, uncomfortable professional since I was 21. Not one has made me feel like I was crazy. They are there to support, and I think out of all the races, all the cultures, the ethnicities, or whatever, Black women need the most support. You're raising 5 children. Are the fathers involved? Okay, so that's a bonus.
That is.
Most women don't have that support. You understand what I'm saying? But coming from what you come from, I think you owe yourself that, because you don't want to look up at 40 years old and
life just passed me by.
Yeah, and you regret everything. Like, how did I get here? And there has to be a moment of revelation where it says, I did this. Because I could have allowed my uncle having sex with me at 5, 6 years old, 7 years old to deter me and make relationships with men that I have toxic. You know, my mom beating the shit out of me. My dad's really not there for me. You know, he's taking care of a whole other family that lives literally 2 miles away but don't want shit to do with me. You know what that does to the psyche? You didn't even know your father. So imagine knowing your father and knowing that he across the fucking street the entire time and don't want you. I'm really honored that you chose my platform to be vulnerable and honest with, and I'm even more honored that you allowed me to share my opinion.
Even though I didn't like some of the stuff you said, I still listened.
I know, because I'm
trying to be a better person.
You from the streets.
And I don't want to have that mentality, you know what I'm saying, that, oh, she's from the street, she's got to act like this, she got to, you know, and that's just all what people have been saying for me, and I really do want to change, like, and it's like, every time I just say, like, I'm just done with this, I'm not going to do this, it's like somebody come out the blue messing with me, and I just feel.
I don't think she's there yet. I believe that, you know, maybe someone will give her a chance and will be listening to her music more than her emotional, mental drama. But for now, I believe that I don't see it. I don't think she's there, but I might be wrong, you know, it's whatever.
But I gotta go and I gotta say something back, but in reality, yesterday just proved that I really don't.
This is like, it's sort of like a therapy session, like an extended therapy session, so let's hear.
I said, okay. I gotta stop entertaining bullshit.
But you cannot do it on your own.
I can't.
Exactly. And even though we have our spiritual leaders, but God gave us tools to utilize. People who go to school for this.
I'm going to go to counseling. You give me the person, I'm going to go. I'll tell you what.
Okay, so Akbar just said, okay, Tasha, give me the referral. Like, okay, no comment.
Recommend a Black man, not a woman. Okay, because your energy with women is very different, and I feel like a lot of that comes from the first relationship that you had with a woman, which was your mother.
And that's true.
Yeah, and so when you see a Black woman trying to show love, you're standoffish a little bit, although you are accepting, because if the woman that gave birth to you didn't love you, what makes you think this woman is going to love you? And so I think it needs to start.
You think my mom didn't love me?
I don't think she didn't love you. I just think she didn't know how to love you.
And that's the problem. How don't you know how to love me?
Because she didn't love herself. When you don't love yourself, you don't have nothing to give.
You got 5 kids that you're not with, so shut the fuck up. I do have a soft spot in my heart because, yes, you were a victim of rape, and you were abused, so I understand, but stop asking a question of how come my mom didn't know how to love me when you have lost all your children, and therefore ask that question to yourself, why can't I love my children? Just because you say you love your kids, it doesn't mean that you do.
So when I see you tweeting and saying that you're suicidal and stuff, that's you not loving Akbar. If Akbar loved herself, there's no way she would want to see herself not here.
But when I tweeted what I tweeted, it was me stating what Paul said in the Bible. They just took it and ran with it. But in reality, some days I do want, some days I don't. Like, I'm human. I'm allowed to feel these days. I'm allowed to feel days that I don't even want to get out of the bed. I'm allowed to have these moments.
You are.
It's just to the public, being who I am, and you know, it's just the things that they.
You're nobody, girl. Relax. You nobody. Like, take it easy. You are nobody. You need to humble yourself in the first place. Like, you are a depressed, mental patient, victim of emotional and sexual abuse, who I think you might have like a personality, you know, basically a million personality disorder. But anyway, let's hear it.
It's about what the public says, because that's what they're there for. They're you and Tommy. Tommy won't love from her mama. Y'all a matching energy. I looked at that conversation and I saw the Zeus. I said, I cannot believe this. Tommy going to jail, having issues with her kids, her mama not being there for her, her own mama telling the police to take her back to jail. That's the same thing as your mama not coming to check on you or feed you. It's neglect. You know? And when you neglect it,
I don't feel like that. I feel like, just leave me alone.
I find it very interesting that Advar said her entire family was full of pedophiles, and you're related to Candy Burris. So let me find out how she's related to Candy. And I believe Tasha K is no longer going to bring people up that might sue her. So she didn't bring Candy Burris up because she knows that that's someone who has money and power, and if she says the wrong thing, it's gonna come after her. So let's go find out, because Advar is related to Candy Burris.